Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smallman and welcome to this week's edition of Two Guys, Three Questions. Joining me this week, Bob Ramsey, co-host of Stully and Rammer, and Randy Carricker, co-host of The Fast Lane. Thanks so much for your time, guys. All right, let's get this thing started. First question. Some pretty damning audio has been released of Gregg Williams instructing his players to injure 49ers players during a game last season. He's already facing a suspension. In light of this audio, do you ever think that Gregg Williams will be able to coach in the NFL again? Randy, we'll get things started with you.
I see no reason why he wouldn't be able to coach. The league already knew that he had been the overseer of the bounty program in New Orleans, and part of a bounty program is to injure players. Well, it shouldn't make any difference whether or not he was telling his players to injure the opposition. That's what the bounty program is all about. The league knew that the Saints were trying to injure guys, and obviously this is a little bit stronger. This is saying, hey, go get Alex Smith in the head. This is saying, go get Michael Crabtree's ACL. But the bottom line is, this is not new news. It's just the fact that we have it in audio, that we know specifically what he wanted his players to do and what he wanted the players to do for money. But the fact of the matter is, the league already knew that he was having his players go after the opposition. I see no reason why, if he does what the commissioner said he should do, and that includes getting young players, college and high school players, to avoid trying to injure the opposition, see no reason why he shouldn't be able to coach again in the National Football League.
Thanks so much, Randy. Rammer, what do you think? Will we ever see Gregg Williams on the sidelines in the NFL again?
He probably can once the commissioner allows it. But his career and reputation and legacy have been severely damaged. And it might be a while. That indefinite suspension might last quite a while, even if he does cooperate, because the league is very fearful of the lawsuits that are already being filed and more to come. And here is a guy that was clearly looking to injure other players. And that feeds right into those lawsuits. So he has a very difficult situation. The guy obviously can coach. Despite the bounty system, which of course is aberrant and should not be a part of any level of football, his situation is one that it's more reputation than anything, and he's going to have a difficult time overcoming it.
Thanks so much, Rammer. Okay, guys, question 2 is a two-part question. Now, another piece of info got leaked this week. It was revealed that LSU cornerback Morris Claiborne scored a 4 on his Wonderlic test. Part 1 of this question, do you think tests like this are even necessary? And part 2, Claiborne is a projected top 5 pick. Do you think this is going to impact his draft stock at all? Rammer, we'll get things started with you this time.
The National Football League and the individual organizations that pay players need to know everything they can about an investment. And so I think that's okay. What's not okay to me is that this stuff gets leaked. I suppose it's bound to happen because so many people have access to it. All the teams should get it. And somebody is going to be a creep and leak it, although that's against the rules. It's unfortunate that Claiborne is going to have to live with this stigma. The only thing he can do is lead his life the right way, be a good football player, be a good person in the community wherever he ends up playing, at some point being a good family man and father and husband, and put this stuff away. It's a shame that the stigmas follow. But here's the thing. Did he pay close attention? Did he care? Was he really trying? Does he have a learning disability? Does he have test anxiety? These are all things we don't know. And unfortunately, maybe he's just not a bright guy, but he's one hell of a football player. This is just a part of the puzzle, one piece to the puzzle that organizations use to decide who they're going to invest their millions in. So I think it's okay.
Thanks, Rammer. Randy, what do you think? Will this hurt Claiborne at all?
Well, first of all, I think the Wonderlic is necessary for particular players. If you're an offensive lineman, you have to be smart. If you're a quarterback, you have to be smart. If you're a receiver, you have to be smart. But Dan Deerdorf always told me that an offensive playbook consisted of real small type in a book the size of a phone book, and a defensive playbook was 2 pages written in crayon. And I've always taken that to heart. So from a defensive player's standpoint, a quarterback standpoint, no, he doesn't need to do the Wonderlic. And Morris Claiborne probably didn't want to work that hard at it anyway. So no, I don't think it's necessary for Morris Claiborne. Will this impact his draft ability? No, I don't think so. He was thought of as one of the top 6 players in the draft. He's a cornerback. You say, hey, go guard that guy and don't let him catch the football. It's not that difficult to understand, and he can understand that. So I don't think there should be many issues with Morris Claiborne's draft spot. I would guess he'll go into the top 6, and if he's there for the Rams at number 6 and he is the only one of those top 6 left, if I'm the Rams, I'm taking him despite the 4 on the Wonderlic.
Thanks so much, Randy. Okay, guys, third question. The Cardinals reeled in the Marlins Wednesday night. The Birds looked pretty good. What were your initial impressions of Mike Matheny's Cardinals? Rammer, we'll get things started with you.
I expect the Cardinals to win the division, but my initial impression is I was taken by how much the team, by the way they played and the way they verbally expressed themselves before and after, have bought into Mike Matheny, have embraced Mike Matheny. This is pretty much so much of this ball club. Heck, these guys are getting rings. Mike is the new guy, but it is his club, and I was really taken by the way all the players went out of their way to show how much it meant to get Mike Matheny's first win for him. That meant a lot to those players, and I was really impressed with that.
Thanks so much, Rammer. Randy, what were your first thoughts of this year's Birds?
Well, first of all, I like the crispness that they displayed. They played a real solid brand of baseball. Pitching, defense, timely hitting. The fact that David Freese got the big hit in the first inning was huge for the Cardinals to give them the lead. Rafael Furcal bouncing back. That was huge, getting 3 hits after a horrible spring. And obviously, Kyle Loesch with his start. I think we all were kind of queasy about what Kyle would do, and we know that he's capable of doing great things. Well, he got off to a great start. So from what I saw on Wednesday night, I really have high hopes for this club. My only concerns are, can they stay healthy? With all the players that have been injured over the last several years, can they keep the team on the field? If they can keep the team on the field, I think Matheny can lead them to very, very good things.
All right, thanks so much, Randy and Rammer. I really appreciate your time. That's all for this week's edition of 2 Guys, 3 Questions. Check us out right here next week on 101sports.com.